All right, well, shalom, everybody. So excited to be here. Kingdom Magazine is here to do our live interview with the founders of Hebrew Care. They are celebrating their 7th year in business, which is an amazing accomplishment. So we definitely want to bring them on and just highlight more about their story, about them, and where they're headed next. So let's say shalom and welcome to Darrin and Wanda Israel King, founders of Hebrew Care.
Shalom.
Shalom, family, and thanks for having us, Kingdom.
Yes.
Yes, shalom, shalom. How are you all doing today?
We're blessed.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We want to start off by saying congratulations on 7-year anniversary. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yes,
yes,
it's a blessing.
Yes, it's a blessing. All praises to the Most High.
Yes.
Tell us some more about like the, Isaiah 58 and the fast and how that's related to your 7-year anniversary.
Well, yes. So we try to, give our Father the honor and stay within the laws. And we know about the 7-year fast. And it just so happened my son was doing a study, Yawitazah was doing a study with us. And he said, we were studying about the fast and he brought up the 7-year fast. And we looked at each other, was like, well, we're coming up on our 7-year anniversary. So, wow, this is exciting. And, like it was like an aha moment, like, wow, we need to do something. So,
nice. What do y'all have planned?
Well, we're going to do a lot of giveaways, giving back to the community, our community, because without the brothers and sisters, the Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, mainly, we would not be here.
Yes.
Well, first the Most High, the praises go to him, because we wouldn't be here at all without him. But our brothers and sisters, we have returned. I don't even like to use the word customers because they are all like family to me, and because they're in support, they're very supportive. I know I'm one of the people that don't like leaving reviews, but they take the time out and leave reviews, and they return. And you don't hear any negativity from them. Every now and then you might hear something, but for the most part, very supportive.
Yes.
So we want to show our support and our appreciation and give back.
So that's a really great testimonial, really great open. Tell us, how did you get started? We want to know, like, this is a Hebrew family creating clean and lawful products. This is amazing. Like, you got to give us the backstory.
Thank you. It's so much to it. It started out, I was sick. I got very sick, and I was going back and forth to the doctors. And I mean, several different doctors, and I just was being called a hypochondriac. I need to see a psychologist. I was, drive, and I would feel like I'm going to pass out the wheel. My children would tell you I would pull on the side of the road and go to sleep. I only needed 10 minutes, but I could probably only stay up for like 10, 15 minutes at a time before I get sleepy again. So finally, I went to the eye doctor because then my vision started changing. And I found out, I'm not going to get a long story because it's all wrote down, but I found out that I had something behind my eye, and they went to a neurologist, and they said, oh, you have a tumor in your pituitary, which is right here. It sits about right here. And it was pressing on my optic nerve. Mm-hmm. So a pituitary is no bigger than a pea, but it does a lot. It controls all of your glands, your whole glandular system, pituitary, thyroid, your adrenals. Mm-hmm. They said that they had to take it out because if they didn't, I would become blind. So very nervous. I went on under the knife and had most of the tumor taken out. He said it's just a little bit still there, but the tumor was the size of a golf ball. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, on that little thing, you know, and the thing, it sits right on the base of your brain. So I was getting severe headaches, and to the point I passed out a few times. So it didn't get any better. I had a lot of, they went up through the nose to the pituitary and took it out, broke all my nasal and my mucous membrane and everything. And they took the tumor out. And a year later, it just all started again. So I'm like, there's no way this thing is back. So I had to go under the knife again, and they took out my pituitary. Now it's like, and I met people that had their pituitary removed, and they were like stuttering and didn't have a train of thought. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to end up like this. Wow. So continue on going to the endocrine. Every time I go there, they had me on a total of 19 different medications, and I wrote down. I mean, I couldn't believe it myself. Like when I was just popping the medication that they would give me and not even think about it. So it was like, you know, I never even thought. I was just putting it in my mouth to feel better. And it went from, first, my blood pressure was uncontrollable because that I no longer have the pituitary, which regulate your glands, your hormones. So my blood pressure was out of control. My blood sugar went up. I started having severe neuropathy where I couldn't even turn my head or anything. My feet, I couldn't even walk. I was on a cane. Wow. It was just, I mean, I could go on and on and on. So every time I go there, they would put me on medication and they would up the medication. It just would go up and up and up. But this is, I don't know, it was like 19 different medications all at one time. Like it was, I had my medical records and everything. Yeah, I wrote it all down because it's so much. It's pages. Yeah. So these medications, each one of them have side effects. So how to alleviate the side effects, they told me, you have to take vitamin B12. I was in the bed all the time, and now I'm not able to breathe. I'm laying in the bed and I'm sitting up, and I can't catch my breath. I can't breathe. I'm waking up. Oh, you need a CPAP. The CPAP didn't work. My lungs was getting bad. So I said, okay, you know what? Something ain't right. So I went to the doctor, and they told me I was fine. Oh, you know, you might be a little side effect. So, but when I went, I kept going back. And when I went again, they realized it was my lower heart valve. And it was like sticking, like it would pump the blood, but then the lower heart valve would stick and it don't open. And so there was like, the doctor said, oh, this comes from a lot of, you'll be okay. This is moderate. This is something that a lot of athletes get. They get this when they take steroids. Are you on steroids? I'm like, you don't know if I'm on steroids? Like, don't you have my records? This is a heart doctor, but you should still know me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on steroids, high steroids. And he says, well, you'll be okay. You know, but just keep an eye on it. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm distraught. So I went home and I told my family, and I'm crying profusely. I never had any heart issues. I was pretty in good shape, and now I got heart issues. I have gone from 165 to almost 300 pounds, and I'm like looking bad, my skin breaking out, and I'm just sleeping all day, So I'm like, I'm not living. I just laid down and told my family, I'm not taking this medicine. My son, Yawitazah, my husband, was on me about taking all those medicines. And it's like, it's no wonder you're sick. You taking all the medicine. I'm like, well, what to do? I have to take them to live. So I just, would lay in the bed and pray. And I would say on day 2, I got sick. I mean, like it was a withdrawal because of the steroids. And I just thought I had the flu. I couldn't even lift my head. I was just severely sick. My head hurt so bad. And I was just praying. And I said in my prayer, and I left this out in my interview with the magazine, but I think this is imperative to anyone who's listening. I was really in a meeting with the Most High. And I said to him, and at this time, I'm just now starting to come into the truth. And I said to him, I said, Father, whatever your will be, it will be. If it's my time, it's my time. But if it's not my time, then use me as a vessel. And I just heard a voice, in my head said, do you want to live? And I said out loud and didn't even realize. I said, I want to live. And my 13-year-old was in there, just, worried about me, crying. And she said, what did you say, Mom? And I said, oh, you heard me? She said, yeah. I said, I want to live. So she just went and got the family. Mom, we need to take Mommy to the hospital. And my husband, he's very stern. He comes up, okay, it's time for you to get up. We going to the hospital. I'm like, for what? So they can put me on more medicine. They destroyed my heart. I'm not going. I put it in God's hands. So then I said, y'all really, care, get around me and y'all pray. So my husband, my son, my 4 daughters, they grandbabies, they all got around me, they praying and welling out and crying. And then I would say the 3rd or 4th day, my daughter, my youngest daughter, she was 13. She came and said, I've been reading grandmom's herbal books. And I think you should try these. And I'm like, what is that? She's like, dandelion. So I drank the dandelion. I got better. The 4th day, she started giving me more dandelion and dead nettle to eat. And I would say 2 weeks, I didn't really eat food. I didn't eat any food. I was just drinking teas and drinking the dead nettle, the dandelion. Now she's found some other stuff that she had me eating. And I would say after 2 weeks, I was just up out of bed, started a garden, me and my son and her. And we just, I just was so full of energy. Weight just spilled off of me, so we started doing more and more research. So, I asked the Father if he could use me as a vessel. Anybody else need help, that I'm not charging, I'm not a doctor, but I would be more than happy to tell them my journey and what I did, because you cannot just stop taking medicines. I would never tell anybody to just go cold turkey. I almost killed myself. I would say, just wean yourself off, because when I went to the doctor asking to wean me, they told me I would be dead in months. So and my husband, and son, from my husband's son and my daughter. So that was very, it was to put fear in me, because now I want to get off these medicines. So you'll be dead, no feeling. Once I got off the medicine, we went back, and I would say 3 months later, we went back for a checkup, because they kept calling me, where are you? They're drug pushers. And so I'll go in there and they're like, wow, you lost so much weight. You look amazing.
Right.
And I'm like, thank you. And I'm so
do this. Right. They were probably like, how did you do this?
That's exactly what they asked. Exactly. Yeah. They said, well, what are you doing? How did you? And I'm like, I was so excited. I'm like, I stopped taking the medicine. They was like, you stop taking the medicine. You cannot do that. You cannot.
Whole attitude changed.
Yes.
When she said, I'm not taking the medicine anymore.
Yes.
And it was like she was being scolded by these doctors. And I'm sitting there confused. And I'm saying, and I had to stop the doctor and said, why are y'all hollering at her? Shouldn't y'all be asking her what is she doing?
Yes.
To make herself look good and feel better.
Yes. Yes.
And you're scolding her when she said because she's not taking the medicines, because that's not what they wanted to hear.
That's right. Yeah.
They wanted to be the ones to say, oh, look what we did.
Right.
We gave you these things and we made you better, but that they didn't get that.
Right.
And
she was giving all the praises to the Most High.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And she was praying. She was like, with my faith, I have faith in my God. She was telling them.
That's right.
But they don't want to hear that.
Yep.
Because they the pushers, it's the farmer kid.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it
was the whole thing. Like you coming in there better than what they told you to do, better than anything they ever prescribed you. 19 drugs they were filling you with, closing your heart down, shutting down everything.
Yeah.
You come in using natural things that the Most High has put on this earth for us to heal
That's
us,
right.
and they're mad at you because you exposed their plot.
Exactly.
Yep.
Expose their plot, because their plot is to kill us all. I mean,
Yeah.
that's all there is to it. And I know a lot of people don't like hearing that. And I'm not saying, it's just like the doctors, they go to school and they learn how to study a person, and they just type in stuff that you're dealing with, and something comes up the same way we can do on Google. And then they put you on this medication. They had me on one drug that it is known fact that African Americans should not take. And I even said that it was a high blood pressure medicine. I said, I did some research, and it said that African American, I think it was called Coumadin, or that was one of the medicines. I don't have that right here, but I said, it said African Americans should take. Oh, you can take it. That's only, I'm like, I didn't know. I thought we were all human. Like, if it is going to do something to me, shouldn't it do something to, you too, But they were like, well, so they're going to show you it's something different about us.
It's,
Okay.
it's a demographic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a demographic
So,
of what they want to push their medicines. Yeah, their medicines on.
Exactly. So, but we started, my youngest daughter and I started taking cosmetic classes, and because my skin had broke out real bad. I was looking for the picture. I had one picture of all the weight I gained, and my face was all broken, and my hair fell out. Wow. And I really wanted to show that today, but I've been looking all down and drove myself mad trying to find it. But maybe I'll put it up later in the comment line. But we started looking for stuff for because with thyroid issues, you also have thinning hair. Your teeth starts turning gray. You just lose calcium in your body. And then, so we were looking for something for my skin and my teeth. And then we started going to a Hebrew church at that time as well. So somebody in the church was sick, and I used it on them. And they were astounded, and then people started asking us if they can buy it. My husband was making it himself, and so we started selling it. And then somebody asked me about toothpaste, and I started making a toothpaste. I just looked up everything that helped teeth. I mean, unbelievable. I was just floored that honey helped teeth. I'm like, this is sweet.
Yeah.
But honey actually, and clove, all that heals teeth. I have a grandson, one of my grandsons. He had 7 cavities because we were using Tums. And I took him to the dentist and kind of found out Tums has fluoride. I couldn't believe it. But I took him to the dentist. He had 7 cavities because he never liked to really brush his teeth. So they told me to bring him back, and they were going to drill his teeth and put caps on it and all that, which I really didn't want to do because of the metal and all that. But I when we came back, I made the toothpaste. I formulated the toothpaste. Somebody in the church was using it, and they were like, "Sis, this toothpaste is amazing. I don't know what you put in it, but this is some great stuff, and it tastes good." So then my grandson was using it. When I took him back to the dentist, they said, "Is this the same kid?" I don't see the dentist. He said, "Take another X-ray." They took another X-ray. They said there's no cavities in his mouth. Wow. Are y'all sure this is the same kid?
This is the same kid because the teeth is all aligned right. Yep. Yeah. Cavities gone.
It's the same mold of teeth, so it gotta be him, but no cavities. I was shocked. But we continued on doing the research, taking cosmetic classes. Me and my little 13-year-old, we would go to the library and take cosmetic classes. They would have different classes there, little chemistry classes, just little stuff that they do with the kids, and we learned a lot. My husband's a biochemist by trade, so he, told us about, the proper formula. You don't want to use too much of this. Whatever something that you overdo can throw the whole thing off. And sterilization, it's not just wiping it down with doing soap. No, you need alcohol, and you don't want cross contamination, all that. So. Then he comes to me and go, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing bees." I'm like, "Bees? No, I don't think so. I don't like bees." So, he explained the whole thing. I said, "Okay, let's start with one hive." So we got one hive. And like he was teaching my 13-year-old a lot about bees and everything. She's out there learning. And so we had put some honey in some jars for the family, and we was just like took pictures and we were showing it off, and people was like, how much? I'm like, well, I wasn't prepared to sell this. I think we had like 27 jars.
Yeah.
And that went probably in about 2 hours, if that.
And everybody kept saying, oh my goodness, like,
this is the best honey.
This honey, it's something different about this honey. This honey is really good. And so people just started coming out of the woodworks and like, I'm like, sorry, sis, we don't have no more. Like,
was.
Now, mind you, this one only had one hive at the time, one beehive.
Yeah.
So as you know, we're collecting the honey, my bees are starting to multiply.
Right.
And so as I said to my wife, I said, you know what, we need to order more hives. So I ordered more hives, and then all of a sudden my hives became 1, and then from 2 to 4, 4 to 6. And right now, as we speak, I have about
21
about 24 of them.
Yeah,
24 hives out in my backyard right now. So
we got about a quarter of an acre, and half of the yard is filled with beehives and part of our deck.
How long does it take to cultivate honey? And how long did it take you to become a pro at this? Because
to be honest with you, I started out just like anyone else, like a novice. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I kept reading up on it, because it's a lot of videos out there on honeybees. You can go to YouTube. I'm telling you, you have a wealth of information there. And pretty much, from reading and, and experience with other insects that I used to deal with and stuff, it became like second nature to me. And then with that, I just thought it was a blessing that I was able to do it, being that it's honey and it's something that you always reading about in the scriptures. Our brothers and sisters, hey, they stuck with that honey. Yeah. They're going to stick with stuff that's good for you. Right. It was good for the body. We all know.
Docile.
Yes.
Honeybees are very docile. They don't want to die, because if they sting you, they're going to die. So they would prefer to tap you and get in your face. And then if they think you're being aggressive, then they'll sting you. But that's only if you swing at them or really try to hurt them. They still, even if you move away or blow them, they're fine. Yep. They just curious too. They like, well, what are you doing here?
I have, like I said, I have like 23 hives out in my back. My grandkids, they have their swing set and stuff out there. They can go out there all day long and play, and the bees will not bother them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You should see how close everything is to my beehive. And they never have any problems with the bees, because we already told them how to interact with them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's just that, honeybees get a bad rap because of they're mistaken for wasps.
Right.
Now, wasps is a different animal.
Yeah, yellow jacks.
Yeah, yellow jacks, wasps. They sting without provocation because they're pretty much a predator type insect. Honeybees are just like a vegetarian type insect. They only deal with flowers, where wasps, they hunt their prey. Matter of fact, you should see it sometimes. We be videotaping the hives. The bees will actually be fighting off the wasps, because the wasps be trying to get into the hive to try to steal some of their honey.
I bet they do. I'll be trying to steal that honey too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell us about your colloidal silver.
Oh my goodness.
Colloidal
silver is actually a mineral made by the Most High. All the products we use is directly from the Most High. We cannot take any praises for it. It's His praise. He designed us, He created us, and He taught us how to heal ourselves. Man taught us, and man still uses herbs to make their medicine. That's what's funny, but they talk against herbs. But anyway, colloidal silver is a mineral which is suspended in distilled water. So distilled water has no properties. It's just water, And so what we do is we take a machine an oscillation machine, and we put the silver rods on there, and we let it run for like 6 hours, 8 hours, depending on how strong we want it. We have different strength machines. So we let it run, and then all we do is strain, because like the rod, silver is actually a mineral, it's a powder. So when man put it on the rods, they put it on the metal, but you don't get the metal because the machine is oscillating the
atoms. It's oscillating the atoms into the water. So what you have is like almost like an oxidation, and
Yes.
that's what we strain out because we don't want that. Pretty much, you're starting out with silver rods, and it's driving electricity through the rods, which is actually breaking the silver atoms into the water, and the water suspends the atom. So when you're taking these the colonial silver, it acts as a disinfectant. You can drink it, you can gargle it, you can put it on burns, you can put it on scrapes. It's a natural healer because it's something that's in our soils. Right. Believe it or not, being that we are created from the earth, the Most High created us, we are made out of the same substance.
Yes.
So what happens is the body lacks these things. And all we're doing is replenishing the minerals back into our bodies. And silver is one of them.
Yes. Yeah. You got gold water, you have silver water, you have copper water, which I want to get into. But I think silver is, gold water is good too, because that's a mineral, but copper and silver are the two main waters that we all should really drink. And replenish that back into us, because we don't get it from our soil anymore because it has depleted because of the chemtrails and all the other pollution. But silver is a antibacteria, antiviral, antifungal. I've been taking it now for 7 years, me and my family. My husband has severe asthma. He had severe allergies with onset asthma. He was on a pump. He don't deal with none of that stuff anymore. I had severe bronchitis, which I kept catching pneumonia because it was so bad. I don't have it anymore. And also for skin issues like acne, and especially burns. The hospitals are still using colloidal silver to this very day in a medicine called Silverdine.
Silverdine.
Yes.
Wow.
And
they use that for burn victims for severe burns. Yep.
Yeah, and the ulcers. I had a friend whose dad was in the nursing home, and he developed ulcers, and that's why I came up with the colloidal silver pads. She says, "Sis, I love the silver. I'm using it, but the silver helps, but because it's a water, it's not." It don't last long, and then he's still itchy. So I made these colloidal silver pads, and she puts it on there and wrap them up. And those two cubes were gone in no time. I was amazed. When people come back and tell me stuff, I'm still amazed what the Father can do. And most of the products I make, I have dreamt about. Like, people would tell me something, and I would pray about it. And I swear, I've always had dreams, and my family can tell you, because we all had, Joseph, I'm not no witch or anything. I'm just saying, Joseph had that gift. He's not a witch. So, I just started writing it down. Like, oh my gosh, I dreamt about this, and I'm just seeing myself making it. And I'm like, okay, let me try to remember. And my first soap I made was the chocolate soap. The original chocolate bar, and I say original because I'm the one that made this chocolate bar, and now I'm seeing other people coming out. I don't know what they're putting in it besides chocolate, but I can tell you what I put in there.
Okay.
So my niece came to me. That's my niece right there. She had her baby, and her hormones went just raged, and she started getting these boils on her face and large pores and acne, really severe. And she's been back and forth to the dermatologist. They've given her different stuff, which would work for a little bit, but not completely. And so I started formulating the chocolate bar and also the green tea scrub. And she loved it. She started taking pictures. I even asked her to take pictures. She started taking it. She's like, Wanda, you gotta sell this stuff. And I'm like, hey, okay, Then there was the colloidal silver soap for rashes and the turmeric soap for everyday use and to light and dark spots and everything. But everything that I made or formulated was for people who came to me with problems, and I started doing my research, and I would make it.
That's such a blessing. And like,
yes,
really,
it is.
What I'm hearing too is that, and this is the trifling thing about like big pharma and these other beasts that we're attacking. They know what heals. Yes. They know how this stuff works, and they use it for what they're trying to do. They don't want you to know about it.
No, not at all.
They want you to come to them for the cure. When it's like, y'all created the problem with your fake cure.
Exactly.
More problems.
Yes.
I have to keep coming back to you and keep spending thousands of dollars.
That's right.
I don't have when I could have gone with what the Most High already gave us. I didn't
That's right.
Intermediary at all. So like,
exactly.
I like to do this trifling stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's sad. And what's even more sad is that they play on our ignorance because we taught them about the herbs. We've been doing this before we went into slavery. How do you think we survived slavery? Because we didn't have doctors during slavery. And before the doctors, we lived, wherever we lived on the, so-called Africa, we had all kind of plants, still to this day with the sweet, what is it? Not a sweet potato, but it's like some kind of potato that heals cancer. And they know these healings. Like I'm going to tell everybody, every household should have one of these books. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Herbal Encyclopedia. I think this is one of the best books that I ever bought. I had this before and I don't know what happened to it. So I bought it again. I just got it again. And this book, oh my goodness, I stay in this. People call me all the time. Everybody should have, even if it's not these particular books, get some herbal books in your house. Because it's going to be a time where the hospitals ain't going to see you if you don't take their vaccine. You're going to have to know how to birth a baby. You're going to have to know how to fix a bone, or what may have you, especially infections. Colloidal silver was also used in what war was that?
It was in World War One. It was even used during the Civil War.
Right.
That's the reason why you guys all heard of when your great grandparents, they had silver plates and silver spoons and silver
forks and
right. It was like a whole cabinet full of silverware. The reason being is because germs cannot live on silver.
Nope.
No type of germ, no type of fungus. And see, a lot of people own these type of things, and that's why it wasn't a lot of sickness back in the day.
Yeah. Exactly. Because if you take, they did a demonstration. They took 2 glasses of milk. One sat there with nothing in it, just the milk, and the other one he put colloidal silver in. And you can do this at home because I tried it.
Yep.
The silver never rotted. It's a natural preservative. Also, it's an antibiotic. So when they would do their surgeries, they would use the colloidal silver for antibiotic. My aunt, when I was a kid, because colloidal silver is also really good for the stomach. When I was a kid, I used to have a lot of severe stomach issues, and she would take these silver coins, which is pretty disgusting, but she used to take these silver coins and boil it in milk, and she used to make me drink. Yeah, and I mean, like, she was doing it for a while. You ever have I heard of somebody getting a hickey and they take a real silver spoon and put it in the freezer and take the spoon on your head? Well, it's not just pressing down with the coolness. It's actually getting the silver particles into, and it was straight down. I had my grandson, he's on the website, one of my grandsons, and he had really bad skin allergies. So we had took him to the park. Obviously, they sprayed. We didn't know. And the kids was rolling around the grass, and he just started screaming, Grandma, my eyes are burning. So me and my son ran him home, and I'm washing his face, and his eyes just turned purple.
Ooh.
Like
There it is.
that's
Ooh.
after the first treatment. Actually, was worse than that. His eyes were purple. He said everything was blurry. I'm saying within minutes it was cleared up.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, silver is awesome for paint guy. When I was in church, I would just walk around my Claudio silver bottle. People be like, Sister Kid. Well, my Hebrew name is Amawan Yakal. So they say, Sister Amawan, my eye. This one lady came to me. Sister said her eye was itching, burning. She been using antibiotics, and would the silver help her? That's my dog Pharaoh. He's now 17 years old, by the way.
Okay.
And yeah, he was playing with the puppy, and the puppy, scratched his cornea. And I took him to the doctor, and they gave him medicine. It wasn't really, it just kept oozing. I used the silver the next day. That's what it looked like.
Wow.
Yep. And I sprayed it in her eye, and while I'm watching her, the pink eye cleared up. Somebody had a sty for a long time. I sprayed it on their eye, the sty cleared up. So, the silver pads is great for acne, ulcers. Just, the most, I give it to the Most High. Because He gave me the ideas, and this is His stuff. So, it's nothing, I'm not a doctor, or anything. I'm just, blessed with the gift that the Most High has blessed me with.
Now, tell us about the Clean and Lawful, I guess, movement. It really is a movement, isn't it?
It definitely is. It's just so ironic and so funny. When we first got into the truth, we had a hard time trying to find natural products to use on our body and in our mouth. Like I said, we were using Tom's soap. We were Tom's-ing it down and did our real research and found out Tom's is not so great. But we started doing a lot of research and everything. And then what really hit the fan is when we had Passover and we started reading the food products. And I'm like, man, my family, like, oh my God, we can't eat this either. We can't eat that. We can't have that. This has, leaven in it. This has, this, that, and another. So we started just, trying to make our own stuff to even eat. Toothpaste. We didn't even use. We were real strict when we first started. Now we starting to ease up because we realize, when you're doing the research, you're starting to look at Jewish, and they just ridiculous. So we wasn't even using baking soda. So for our toothpaste, we just had a mouthwash. It was like peppermint and tea tree with honey. That's what we did. We couldn't wait to get our toothbrushes back to working again. But now we have learned that just with charcoal, honey, and peppermint oil, we're good. But yeah, we just started looking for natural, clean, and lawful by the scriptures products to use. The Most High, you got the Ezekiel diet, we try to follow that and everything. The Most High tells us how to take care of you. They say no children don't come with a book. Yes, they do. They do come with an instructional book. The Bible. Open it up, read it.
Right. It's just if you're going to look at it. So I really appreciate that you all have taken the time and made it your mission to help educate our people on this, because before coming into the truth, of course, I was using all types of crazy things on my body. And even coming into the truth, I was still using products and I wasn't aware that they weren't clean and lawful. So I definitely give all praise to the Most High for that, number one.
That's right, yes.
For just bringing a community of people together who help educate you, provide you with resources and knowledge on this. So I definitely want to bring our other guest up, Yawitazah, to talk more about clean and lawful, because it is a major movement that's taking place, and our viewers need to know more about it.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me up here. So the clean and lawful thing, it's certainly not our movement. I want to make sure people know that this is not about Hebrew care. It's not about, anything about what we are telling people should be, that they should be doing. It's primarily, something that we learned from the Most High. We learned that this is the way that we ought to live, and that is healthy for us. We have all the time, things that's in our life that is pushed on us, and it's supposed to be good. It's perfectly fine, you know. But then we learn later on as we you know give ourselves some knowledge and educate ourselves on things that these things are actually no good for us at all. And when I say us, I'm talking about us as Israelites. Like there, it's completely against everything that our bodies can handle. So and we're resilient people. We've been through a lot, but the Most High already has a way for us. He already has a diet for us. He already has a dress code for us. He designed it all. So when
right.
on our quest of operating in obedience, and that's what this whole thing was about. That my mom was sick, and all of us had different illnesses and things like that we were dealing with because we weren't following or keeping a clean and lawful lifestyle, and the Most High guided us, through tribulations that we were dealing with. I mean, our family got hit with a lot of different things, and it was that chastisement and that love that the Father put on us to let us see, like, you know what, we have to change our lifestyle, and the only place that we could turn to was the scriptures. The only thing that we could turn to was the land. When we could look outside and see a field of dandelions, and all of the neighbors are, they're getting rid of their dandelions. We start collecting ours, putting them in the freezers and using them for later, because we found out how medicinal those things were and how clean and lawful these things are. So the clean and lawful concept is really, as I said, purely based off of obedience. And one of the things that was so like crazy to me was learning how the pharmaceutical industry they really don't care nothing about people at all. I mean, like, this is for people that that are completely like not aware about what's going on. You have the top pharmaceutical industries going back and forward to court, lawsuit after lawsuit, because of the chemicals that they put in their products that are killing people. And it reminded me, when you would go and look at some of the ingredients, it reminded me of witches. Some of the ingredients that they would put into their products. And I actually, like, on our Instagram, I made this little meme here. This is what I see the pharmaceutical industry doing when they're making our medications. They will put anything in it. So as we know, that this is not something that we want to be a part of. So our mission really is just to continue to tell people that things like the poison that they're trying to inject in people right now, get away from it. The medications, soaps, toothpaste, deodorants, all of those things, all of the cosmetics that you are using, hair products, they all have some sort of chemical in it that is just no good for you. So we learned this, and as soon as we learned this, of course, just like when we learned the truth about who we are as Israelites, we wanted to tell everybody. So when we learned this, we wanted to tell everybody. But just like learning that you're an Israelite and trying to teach and share this with people automatically reject that. But our brothers and sisters that have been following our journey and supporting us, they have become warriors as well, to share this message, to pull people away from this wicked system that we're a part of, that we have to interact with, this in this defiled land that we have to interact with day to day and constantly. You can't even go to a restaurant and sit down and eat without worrying about, is this pork? Like, what's in this exactly? You can't go to the supermarkets and buy, food items and not wonder, like, what's in it. It's like, and this is what we have to deal with. And that's the reason why, again, a part of our mission is to teach, but also use that this opportunity to just partner up with our brothers and sisters that have businesses that have clean and lawful products. And, let's band together and use this here symbol of clean and lawful so that other people could see like there is a list that Israel has compiled, of products that you can go to and know that they're good to use. It's not just Hebrew Care. There's brothers and sisters all over the place that are making great products. So that's one of our missions that we are looking forward to doing. And if anyone is ever interested in partnering up with us with that mission, please reach out to us at Hebrew Care.
I just want to say something also. Processed foods and fructose corn syrup and glycerin, get rid of it. Strawberry ice cream, for you who love strawberry ice cream, they actually put beaver anus in that and these little red bugs. Yes, to make the strawberries. Is that disgusting? We're eating beaver.
Look at the lion's face.
And look, it's under a chemical name. I think Breyer's ice cream is probably the most natural ice cream, but yeah, just like it's under a chemical name. When you break down that chemical name, you find out where that derives from, and you find out it's a beaver's anus. Like, why are you putting beaver anus in my ice cream?
Yeah,
how's that better for me?
They pick the most deplorable things, and they put it for a scientific name because they know you're not going to look into it. You can't even pronounce it.
You're just going to eat it.
Get away with it.
Exactly.
So bad.
Let's take it.
Yogurt too. Strawberry yogurt. I'm sorry. Let me go get these dogs. Excuse me.
Yeah. So this is like we all know. We know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something as plain as vanilla ice cream. You can't sit down and enjoy vanilla ice cream. Like, anything with raspberry flavoring. Like, that's one of the biggest things that I learned. Anything that says flavoring, like, what is that? Like, what is that ingredient exactly? So that's something that they went into a laboratory and made some concoction with a lot of weird, strange ingredients, and they say natural flavoring, and they don't tell you what that consists of. So this is serious, and we're trying to be lighthearted about it, but to be real with the family, like, if it was up to me, I would come to your house and just throw everything away, throw it all away, because like you don't want to be giving your family this. And we were raised on it. That's what's so crazy about it. Like, we were raised on these things, and we're just so resilient. Like, we just somehow muscle through these things, but we wonder why we come up with these elements that we come up with: high blood pressure, diabetes, different sorts of cancers. They're poisoning us. Heart disease. I mean, we can go on and on. They're poisoning us, and what's most important is that if you can't make a product yourself, find a brother or a sister that are making products and use those. If you can't go to the land and plant and raise animals yourself, find a brother or a sister that is doing it and work with them and see if you can buy something from them. But this is what we need to do. We have to get in the mindset that, what, just because it's convenient for me, I'm not gonna do it just because it's convenient. Yeah. So that's really important. So I can't stress that enough. It's extraordinarily important, and I just want to share this really quick, because I think, I don't know if people really realize this, but some of the popular products out there, like Dove and Neutrogena, the products like these, actually have pork in them, and there's a long list. Like, you can find these lists online, and as a part of our Clean and Lawful initiative, we're actually working on compiling this list in a comprehensive way. But I mean, this goes on and on and on. This particular list, also things like toothpaste, and I'm showing you like stuff that us as so-called Black people, we use these Dove and Colgate. Like, that's standard in the house, right?
Yeah.
So this hair has sodium fluoride in it, which is also an insecticide. Rat poison.
Kills the brain cells.
Right. So then, we show you here like fluoride, artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, sodium lauryl sulfate, carrageenan, propylene. I mean, some of this stuff I can't even say. I'm not even going to try to say it. It's just why put that in my toothpaste? So
7 sensible ingredients.
yeah, I didn't make that website. They did. They know what they're doing. So just do some research on your products and you'll see for yourself like, oh, okay, I see what y'all doing. And try Hebrew Care out, hebrewcare.com.
And some of your products are on Amazon, right? Are there a couple on there?
The toothpaste, charcoal and bentonite. Yeah, for now. Because we had someone that kept ordering from Canada. And they would literally get 2 tubes of toothpaste and a bar of soap and pay $38 for delivery. So, we figured that they mainly get toothpaste, so we'll make it easier and cheaper on Amazon. So we did that with them in mind, but that's for anybody who want to go and purchase the toothpaste.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's
So
awesome.
we are on Amazon. I'm actually trying to pull it up, but we're going to be having a lot more products on Amazon just to try to make things easier for people. But we're just when this is something that we're trying to get away from. Our family consists of myself, my mom and my dad, my sisters, my cousin, the kids. Like this is like our whole entire family gets involved in this. And we actually partner up with a lot of other Hebrew Israelite businesses and try to collaborate with them as much as possible. But us as a people, we could do so much more to make sure that there is a market like that is as accessible as Amazon for our people. And I know that there's a lot of people working on this here, like this Hebrew market. But we need to be accessible in every store. You should be able to go to your average corner store, market, wherever you go food shopping at, and find Hebrew Israelite products that are clean and lawful. And that's our mission. So, we are just like calling everybody to come and help with this mission, but it starts with a household at a time. It starts at home. That's what's really important. That is the part that's really hard. Because it's hard to tell a family member like, hey, you got to stop using your favorite soap that you've been using since like birth. Right. Like what can you do? It's just like, I'm not stopping using this soap. This soap is perfect for me. Everything else breaks me out. Natural stuff breaks me out. Just think of the mentality of that. Like natural products from the earth that God made breaks you out. But this synthetic chemical that's slowly killing you, is perfectly fine because you don't see something on your skin that you don't like. So, but yeah, so we are on Amazon for now. And this is one of the products here. You can find a Hebrew Care Black Colloidal Toothpaste with colloidal silver. Great product. One of our first products apart from the colloidal silver. And, a lot of great reviews. You can find it on our website as well. So yeah, this is exciting to be able to share with our community.
We just want to thank y'all so much for taking time to meet with the Kingdom Magazine and talk to us about your amazing journey, your wonderful products. And again, congratulations on your 7-year anniversary. That is such a blessing. All praises to the Most High.
Yes,
all praise the Most High. And thank you for the opportunity and the forum to bring our products forth and our story. Thank you very much for giving us this.
Yes. I'm really, really grateful that we had the opportunity to do this with the Kingdom, who has been a great supporter of ours, right from the beginning.
Yes.
And, I just want to speak on, this last 5 minutes, of our broadcast. Our 7th year anniversary. Our family's been doing this for 7 years, but we started a little bit before that, but officially about 7 years. And we just recognize that we read all of the blessings that the Most High has given to us. We realize that we have to spread that blessing. The Father is consistently letting us know that He wants us to help each other. He wants us to be charitable. He wants us to help the fatherless, help the widows, help the poor.
That's
So and it's not about having someone feel like, oh, I'm poor and I need help. No, I'm lifting you up because he says in the kingdom that no one should be poor. So that particular concept is what we are developing now, and we should have an official anniversary event, maybe sometime in I don't know, maybe March or between March and June. We haven't set an exact date, but during that time, and we're starting now. Our mission is to give back. That's our mission, and that's what we are really pushing for. So I want if you guys have any ideas of here is a great charity, or here is a great group of people that are giving back. Can we use some of those soaps? Can we use some of that toothpaste? Can we use some of those great clean and lawful products to give to the homeless, to give to the fatherless children? Whatever you guys have going on, let's collaborate and make it happen. So I just wanted to end with that.
Yes,
definitely. That's our duty.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Definitely another big thanks to you all for taking time to speak with us. To anyone watching, you haven't already read their cover story, please go read that. It's some amazing information in there. We pray that you all enjoyed this episode. We'll be back again with more amazing guests and just really support our brothers and sisters who are out here making a difference in our community, standing on the truth of the Most High, and showing us what a clean and lawful lifestyle should look like. So thank you once again to Hebrew Care, and we'll see you all next time.